to do, find the gap. Checking the leader's pit, Matt.
And Mike, Gary Grubb just told him about 5 laps ago. Continue to save me about 1 second off the throttle per straightaway. Gentle on, gentle off. Just keep saving me fuel. Same thing for Greg Biffle. Back and forth. They're telling him, back off early, save us fuel.
And when you've got a second lead, Mike, I think it's a little easier to do that.
Harvick, Regan Smith, 10 and 11. With Jeff Gordon in 12.
We saw Denny Hamlin there, guys, and Denny is really aggressive here in Phoenix. But remember back to Daytona, he was the only one going on the outside, making moves, pushing other cars. Really aggressive from the green flag at Daytona. It continues here at Phoenix. He feels like this race 2 years ago could have cost him a championship. He wants to redeem himself today. Darrell, his attitude, we golf together, and he can't beat me at golf. But man, he doesn't think anybody can beat him on the racetrack.
No, he and his new crew chief, Darian Groom. I like those personalities. They match up. Darian's a smart guy, and then he'll listen to him, and they're getting some really good results. How about Regan Smith in the 78, upper right of your screen? Right about Jeff Gordon for 11th place. Led few laps, ran up the top 5 early. And your full center Mark Martin is part of that battle.
Yeah, Regan Smith in the 78, he's been slipping back a little bit over the last few laps. It wasn't but about 10 laps ago he was running up to about the 8th position.
But I mentioned this earlier, and I want to bring it up again. The D-cell fuel cutoff, that's something that's in the mapping. Oh, what happened to the 31? He pulled down below the yellow line. He's got a problem. Is off the pace. Jeff Burton on pace. Is he going to try to run it out or head to pit road? He's staying on the racetrack.
Fuel pressure, both racing, aren't you? No, we're all good there.
He was in 8th place.
All right, I think back to Jamie McMurray and the one that had that engine issue a number of laps ago. The engines for Jeff Burton, Jamie McMurray, they come from the same engine company, Earnhardt Childress Racing Engine. And it almost sounds like the same symptoms. We're not seeing the smoke out of Burton's car, though.
All right, we'll stay side by side with 25 laps to go, and Denny Hamlin nursing a 0.7 of a second lead over Devin Harvick.
Last season was great, but I want more.
Carl Edwards is fueling another run for the championship with more protein-packed Subway subs and delicious breakfast sandwiches.
Subway, official training restaurant of Carl Edwards and athletes everywhere.
And Jay Glazer.
Agents, I'd like you to meet Casey King.
Hey, nice fire suits.
Custom tailored.
Just like the personalized coverage you can get by working with a farmer's agent. Oh, no. Oh, fire suit. Oh, hey, Kate. Are you done? We are insurance.
We are farmers.
Too much information. There's no such thing in NASCAR. With the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app, you get live in-car audio, real-time stats, even driver bios. And with Sprint's unlimited data, you can find out everything about me. Like my secret obsession with karaoke. Here we go again on my own.
There's no such thing as TMI when you have NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile and truly unlimited data, only from Sprint.
Kevin Harvick has led the most laps here in Phoenix, but Denny Hamlin leads right now with just 21 to go. Remember Harvick's nickname, the closer. We've had a record, a Phoenix record, 15 different leaders in this race. And the irony, when Tony Stewart, the Sprint Cup champion, had problems, his championship crew chief, Darian Grubb, who was there before, helped Denny Hamlin take the lead. Michael Waltrip, he has that now at a track that, as Darrell Waltrip told us on the pre-race show, is a gambling track.
And the cars that are up front, Chris, they did just that. They gambled on that last caution. They didn't come to pit road, even though they knew they didn't have enough gas. They counted on some additional caution laps so that they could make it to the finish. A gamble by Denny Hamlin.
Mike, let me ask you something, Michael. Do you see any fire coming out the tailpipes today?
None at all.
And you know why? Because all you got to do to save fuel with this electronic fuel injection is get your and it'll automatically cut the fuel to the engine off. So all these guys have got to, they're going through a learning process today, and they're figuring that out right here this afternoon. But that's why you don't see all the flames out the tailpipe. We're not burning excessive fuel.
And Marcus Ambrose is slow in the back straightaway. His great third-place run is going to come undone.
Well, it's a hot afternoon here in the desert, and if you're going to have problems, you're going to have them late here in the race.
Jeff Burton has taken his car to pit road.
Engine, I hear it go by, and it just heard us, and you can see it.
18 laps from the finish line. Smoke billows. Yeah, we're engine number 9.
We're seeing the
out there.
I don't think so, buddy.
Now, we were seeing the same thing there that we saw on McMurray's engine in the 1, smoke coming out the right side exhaust pipe.
Saw the 4th place battle ongoing. Jimmy Johnson gets past Brad Keselowski for 4th.
He finally got by him that time. He Brad slid up the hill high enough, and Jimmy Johnson, 48, was able to get by.
Bad news for Johnson. With 17 laps to go, he is still 9 seconds behind the leader. Ambrose has come to pit road. That's a tough break. Hamlin's lead shrinking slightly from 7 to 6/10 of a second. Kevin Harvick is coming.
Yeah, Harvick ran a 10th quicker that time, Darrell.
Yeah, I think I've really watched Harvick, and I'm not so sure he's not playing possum right now. I'm not so sure he's not going to wait till about 8-10 laps to go and really put the pressure on Denny Hamlin.
We talked for 2 weeks about these new driver-crew chief pairings and the need to build trust and build confidence. That won't be a problem for Harvick because Shane Wilson was Harvick's crew chief when he won the Nationwide Championship in 2006. So they have a lot of history together, including 13 checkered flags. There's your race leader, Denny Hamlin, and his new crew chief, Darian Grubb. Matt?
Mike, Denny told me that this really would be the start of the season, just trying to learn the chemistry and the nuance between himself and Darian Grubb. He also said coming into Phoenix, it's like a huge load off his shoulders. Typically, he'll come into Phoenix after a rough Daytona, but a top 5 there, he sits solidly at the points. They don't have to dig themselves out of a huge hole. It could be a big day if they could pull off a win here at PIR.
We're watching Denny Hamlin on the left of your screen with Kevin Harvick closing. Always think about Dale Earnhardt. He was the intimidator, and he loved to intimidate. What do we call the 29 guy?
The closer.
So, and some guys just like to live up to the reputation. And right now, I'm not so sure that our friend there, Mr. Harvick's not trying to live up to his reputation.
The gap, though, is growing slightly at the 6/10. Now it's 9/10 of a second. Marcus Ambrose takes his car to the garage, joining Jeff Burton with late race engine trouble. 13 laps to go.
And Mike, with now 12 to go, Denny Hamlin has a decent, clean racetrack in front of him. There's a lot of drivers up there, but I don't think it's drivers that'll push the envelope because they are much more than on the lead lap or more than 1 lap down.
Greg Biffle's Ford is now the 3rd place car, 6 seconds back. Jimmy Johnson 9 seconds in arrears. You will see the gap at the top of your screen, and you see it growing just slightly. Between 7 and 9/10 of a second, Hamlin to Harvick.
And again, I mean, I know that Harvick's trying to close. That's his nickname. But also that guy in that 11 car, I'm not so sure he's not playing a little cat and mouse too, keeping that gap.
Denny Hamlin, as Michael told you, loves to golf. In fact, he's relocated his winter home to here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area so he can get plenty of time out on the course.
Boy, I just saw that 29 car Harvick come off turn 4. He's after it. The back hung out. He's digging, man.
Well, he knows he has to because the starter just put 10 fingers in the air, 10 to go.
I think they're going to run up on some cars that could have an effect on this whole outcome right here. There's a group of cars right in front of these fellas right here that they're going to run up on that they got to get through.
They are leaving Greg Biffle behind. Biffle now 7.5 back. Jimmy Johnson 9. And Brad Keselowski 10.5. Kyle Busch 11 seconds back. Martin Truex going to get a good finish out of this. That strategy worked out pretty well for Truex. He's 7th. Car Lippers, Jim Gordon, Regan Smith, the top 10.
Got a nice, everybody's got a piece of the top 5, Mike.
A Toyota leads a Chevrolet, a Ford, a Chevy and a Dodge in the top 5. All makes represented.
Is we're 8 laps to go. I don't think we can hide the fact that there's still some drivers that may be concerned about fuel. I know one driver I got a report, he's back in 8th position, Carl Edwards in that 99 car. They're telling me that he's still a little concerned about fuel.
19 cars on the lead lap. And now traffic comes into play. Big close right there. And Krista reports that Harvick, they don't have fuel gauges in these cars. They do their computations in the pits. But still Kevin may need the same full fuel. They went past Brendan Gaughan in the 33. And now pull up on Dave Blaney.
But Darryl, when you're Kevin Harvick and you can see Denny Hamlin in that 11 in front of you, I think with 6 to go, forget saving fuel.
You're not saving anything right now. You got it managed. Maybe if it runs out, it runs out.
Kyle Busch in 6th and Martin Truex in 7th. Stopped 20 laps later than anybody else in the top 10. Will this race fall into their hands in these final 6 laps?
But there's one thing about these cars. We saw it last year with Dale Jr. We've seen it with others. When they're out of fuel, they quit. They don't get that spurt and stopping. They
5 miles to go. You need about 1 gallon of that Sunoco Green E15 to make it to the flag.
Yeah, these drivers get about 4.2, 4.3 miles to the gallon.
And Harvick is closing. Imagine that. Half a second.
He drives off in the corner 10 times further than Denny Hamlin does, but Denny is better off the corner.
A.J. Allmendinger just ahead of them, 19th, last car on the lead lap.
You can see Kevin Harvick. He's starting to move that car around a little bit. He tried a little different arc than 1 and 2 that last.
Yeah, he tried to get the car. He ran a little bit higher, hoping there'd be a little speed up there. I don't believe it really is. Right now, it's just staying pretty much the same gap.
Harvick's running out of time. 4 laps to go. He is 44 100ths of a second behind Hamlin, who works under Allmendinger.
Oh, Allmendinger is definitely slowing down Hamlin a little bit. That's going to allow Harvick to gain some down that back right here.
Harvick picks up a 10.
He gained a bunch right there.
1 car length, and the closer is there, knocking on the door.
I'll tell you, if he doesn't run out again.
You get him. Come on, man. Up on that wheel.
I love it. Get up on that wheel.
And look at Kevin Harvick. Drove that thing down in there. It's almost like he's found a little something down there in 1 and 2.
Loses it off the 2. Just lost. Uh-oh. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel.
We knew it was going to be close. Denny Hamlin will get the white flag this time.
Carl Edwards is out of gas. White flag for Hamlin. Can he make it 1 more mile?
One lap short for the 29. Watch for others.
All the way back.
Down over on the back over there.
Harvick still second, 3 seconds back. Hamlin with a 3-second lead and 8 seconds up on Greg Biffle.
Hamlin's home free.
18th career win. Denny Hamlin delivers. Checker flag in Phoenix.
Harvick's going to hang on for second.
How about that? Harvick 5.8 back. He makes it to the line just ahead of Greg Biffle, Jimmy Johnson, and Brad Keselowski. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex 6th and 7th. Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and Joey Logano, the top 10.
Woo! That's a nail biter, boys.
Well, the closer got to the door and it would not open.
I tell you, it's probably good thing I ran out of fuel for Denny Hamlin's sake. Look at this. Good team meeting right there.
How about champion crew chief of 2011, Darian Grubb, picking up just about where he left off at the end of last season with Tony Stewart. We'll set it for the winter circle.
So happy for Darian Grubb. Yes, they didn't even know if they were going to make the chase. He was told halfway through the chase he will not be returning to Stewart Haas. Still kept his head down and won those 5 races and won the championship.
Joe Gibbs got him a jewel right there, buddy.
Hamlin led 3 times for 61 laps, including the final 59 circuits.
Out of gas.
Yeah, he could be out of gas.
Out of gas. Can I get a push to the station, please?
Behind you here, Danny.
Brad Keselowski in the 2 that finished 4th, he was out of fuel. Martin Truex Jr. had to push him to pit road. I don't think this crew will mind pushing this 11 car though.
No, I got it. He reset his. He reset his. He's good to go.
And that takes us back to what happened to Tony Stewart. When he shut his car off, we are told that he tripped the relay on the electronic engine management system, and that requires a reset process. He did get the car running again, wound up 2 laps down, but here is the driver that's headed for victory lane.
And Mike, I think that Denny Hamlin has had his had hit the reset button too. This guy's going to be hard to deal with.
All 3 Joe Gibbs Toyotas finished in the top 10 today. Wow, what a finish. More to come with NASCAR on Fox right after this.
Heads up.
Everything you love about Geico. Now mobile. Download the new Geico app today.
Research shows that over 99% of Americans are not at their ideal heart health.
Hey, Mikey, did you know exercise will lower your risk of heart disease?
Yes, CW, and we look better than ever.
Let's win this thing, boys. I've got to get to my regular checkup.
Mike, this is actually a pretty big race. I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Nervous? You need to relax, Larry Mack. Stress is bad for you.
Visit heart.org/foxsports for simple steps to a better, healthier life.
You know, I think the network's always trying to get us to appeal to a younger demographic.
You guys are in this box, we need you to think outside of that. Yes, don't fight it. It's going to be amazing. Amazing.
3, 2, 1. Tim and Joe back at the ballpark. 2 contending teams with good pitching staffs. But the middle of the order on both clubs. Awfully tough.
I'm not doing this. Some traditions shouldn't be messed with. Fox Saturday Baseball returns April 7th.
And that's the car Denny Hamlin. The celebrating continues. He won 1 race last year after 8 the previous year when the championship slipped away from him after the Phoenix race. But he's in victory lane celebrating now, and our Steve Burns is down there with him.
Well, Denny Hamlin, congratulations. I heard you tell your new crew chief, Darian Grubb, thank you for making me competitive again. Last year was a long year, but you're off to a great start. How'd you do it?
Man, it's if you would ask me at the beginning of the day, I said I would have took a top 15 finish. Just an amazing job by this FedEx office team. We just kept working on it, and every time we worked on it, it got better. And can't thank them enough. And this win is for Johnny Perino. He lost his dad. He's one of our head mechanics. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. He lost his dad yesterday, and you know, we're thinking about him. This is he told me before he left that only a trophy will do, and we're going to bring it back home to him. So thank them. Got to thank everyone from FedEx, Toyota, Sprint. FedEx has been great. Nike, everyone at the Jordan brand, thank you. Coke, LAX, and the fans. Gosh, it feels good. Someone asked me in the FedEx suite, one of the employees asked me earlier today, they said, do you know where victory lane's at here? I said, I don't know, but they can point me to it after the race.
Denny, how important is this win for you and for this 11 team with a new crew chief, Darian Grubb?
Huge momentum. I mean, we've never been in this position this early in the season. We've always struggled. We've always taken our time, you know, 5-6 races in before we hit our stride, but this is particularly not my type of racetrack, new pavement. I'm usually better at saving tires, but he made me a winner today.
Enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Denny led the most laps at the Daytona 500, wound up 4th, but he's your points leader after 2 races. First time for him since 2 years ago, late in the year in Phoenix, as he continues to celebrate with his new crew chief. Now, the closer, Kevin Harvick, was closing in but ran out of fuel. And for Kevin Harvick, who led the most laps today, 88, a tough finish. Chris Dabota is standing by.
Kevin Harvick had to save a whole lot of fuel and then stalk his prey. In the end, just one lap short, was still able to have a smile. What did you learn today? I have a feeling there's a big picture in this.
Well, you know, just obviously we finished in second, racing for a win in a place we ran, you know, 25th or 30th, whatever we ran here last year, and just was really nervous coming here about how we were going to run. Just want to thank everybody from Bream, Jimmy John's, Budweiser, Chevrolet, everybody, Hun Brothers, that helps keep this car on the racetrack, everybody from Ollie's, and all these guys. You cut the fuel miles that close, you're figuring it right. So they proud of all my guys, and to come to a place like this where we struggle so much and race for a win is hopefully what sets the tone for the year.
Thanks, Kevin.
Exciting day here in Phoenix. A lot of guys on different strategies. How concerned were you about fuel, Jimmy?
We were concerned because I rarely get good fuel mileage, so you know, we were definitely concerned. And once we cleared the 2, and we just kind of fell into a rhythm at that point, and tried to make sure that we got home and got some points. Leaving Daytona at 42nd on the board wasn't a good way to start the season. But very proud of the effort. We had a very, very fast Cobalt Tool Chevrolet. Unfortunately, a little hiccup on pit road. You know, kept us from really racing for the win, but we still fought back and got into it. So very proud of the effort. Very proud of our race team.
And today for the 48 team, nice recovery from Daytona.
And Denny Hamlin with the victory in Phoenix as we check the unofficial results. A guy who has leaned on Michael Jordan, spoke to him about advice on being a champion. Of course, his Super Bowl head coach Joe Gibbs, who's also his team owner, who's won championships in NASCAR. He's even gone to a sports psychologist to sort things out, guys, after letting that championship slip away, maybe back in the pictures. We go up to Larry, Darrell, and Mike at DW. If you're into numbers, and I know you are, number 11, the car number 11 tied for all-time wins, 198 with the 43 number. And, of course, Denny Hamlin, a number that you had, Cale Yarborough, number 11, the winner today.
Yeah, pretty excited. 17 last week, 11 this week, so that kind of works for me. But Hamlin is re-energized. I saw it at Daytona. They saw him aggressive at Daytona. He comes here today, he gets the win. That team is going to be on the roll. That's a championship crew chief, by the way.
Yeah, I really believe Joe Gibbs Racing is re-energized. They have that new engine program in place with TRD. 3 drivers in the top 10. Of course, Denny Hamlin, after 2 races, he's our points leader.
What a wild finish here in Phoenix. Questions about electronic engine management. And by the way, all those suggestions I had for a new name for the backstretch, the one I liked best was a town close to here, Gila Bend. Now, Tony Stewart was one of those drivers who had problems with the electronic engine management system today. Let's hear from him.
Well, your thoughts on what happened to you today? I mean, I just shut the car off like we did at Daytona to save fuel and turn it back on, and it never refired. So that's all I can tell you. I don't know why it didn't refire. I honestly don't know. I mean, it's not my department, but you know, I just turned the switch back on and it never refired. So I don't know why that was, but it definitely cost us a good day.
Same thing happened to Joey Logano at Daytona, and the engineers had the computers plugged into this car already.
And in Scottsdale is when Denny Hamlin, as he celebrates in victory lane at a 20 handicap, he said he got to single digits after working 7 weeks at a golf game in Arizona. He's not a bad driver either. We'll have more in a moment.
The Ultimate Fighter, live, premieres this week, only on FX.
To Arby's for the $4 fish event and get 2 fish sandwiches for $4, or a fish combo for just $4. Light and flaky fish fillet topped with tartar sauce and crisp lettuce. Prepared fresh when you order. Arby's, it's good mood food.
Is AT&T U-verse the future? Here at the International Dateline, scientists are conducting a 24-hour test to find out. Let's see the results. It appears AT&T delivers only 85% of advertised download speed. Hardly the future.
So, do we keep going?
Yeah, or none of this will happen.
Why stay with AT&T? Get the most powerful internet with Charter.
But I gotta get stuff done.
Arby's Classic Reuben Sandwich. Freshly carved corned beef topped with Swiss, sauerkraut, and Thousand Island dressing. Made fresh for you on toasty marble rye. And also try the new Super Reuben with corned beef and turkey for twice the meat. Arby's, it's good mood food!
You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm not sure exactly what happened here last night. I was out helping people save money on their car insurance.
Are you doing it? Are they doing great? Hi! Come swing with me! Keep going, Richard! Keep sweating!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Promotional considerations provided by along with Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers, as we look at the FedEx car of Denny Hamlin, his 11 Toyota in victory lane of the Subway Fresh Fit 500. He was the most fit, Michael. He said it was self-discovery time. Those 7 weeks playing golf, getting away, still in a cloud from that championship that slipped away 2 years ago. He looks like a different driver.
It slipped away right here at Phoenix, Chris. They ran out of gas, they pitted, and everybody else didn't. He lost the race, eventually lost the championship. I didn't like who Denny Hamlin was through most of 2011. He didn't seem to be focused on his job as much as he usually was. Well, he fixed all that over the winter. He totally focused on his racing. He understands how important a tough